Puccini is like, you know what? These arias are not to be sung with like too much strident, like excessiveness. It's a tender kind of girl who's fairly weak because she's like this, you know. She's like this slave girl. Okay, she's a slave girl. And when somebody is a slave girl and they're like, you know, trying to find courage within themselves for love, it should be like a complex kind of character. So if you sing like Signora Ascolta, right? It shouldn't sound too like, you know, strong. Okay, it should be like something like that, okay? So let's see. You now see this, what is going on? I mean, we're referring to yourself in third person. It's never, you know, it's never a good thing. It's never a good thing. Okay, 1 second, okay? My voice is not so great. Or it's not, but whatever. Okay? But whatever. I think that's the pitch. I don't remember. Here, let's see. I don't remember. My head is not in my head. It has to be like that. See, watch, okay? It has to sound a little bit retarded, like mentally retarded, okay? Because like she's referring to herself as a she's like a servant girl with a low IQ, okay? And she's not like, well, is her IQ really that low? If she's tricking the princess, no, it's not that low. But she just has a very lowly like she's a very lowly she's a very lowly like status. Yeah, and then it's okay, so it has to be like really like kind of like vulnerable and like, you know, it's imploring. You're imploring. de l'obra, ma sei tu il destino, tuo pensare deciso, noi vorremmo sulle strade del Dio, che batterò suo figlio, io l'ombra d'un suo riso. And here she's referring to herself again, okay? It's like a thing that you do when you're like referring to yourself as your name. It's like almost like kind of like you're really putting your status low and you're almost like objectifying yourself. I don't like that because I felt like it was swallowed and it was like a bad chipset. Okay. Okay, that. Okay. Anyways, they wanted me to sing the 2K. I just didn't really want to 2K. Okay, and let me try to explain this to you, okay? The 2K gel, it's okay. It's right before Liu dies from torture, okay? So the princess has been torturing her, so she should be very weak, but she tricks the princess. And in a last act of defiance before her death, she's saying, "Oh yeah, I'll tell you," and then she like basically just entirely tricked the princess to stop. Okay, and so instead of saying the name, she like basically bitches her out, right? Okay, so it's intense, but it should be wobbly. That, okay, not not that, okay? It's not that. Okay, it's you have to understand the context. She was just tortured, okay? So she should be like a basket case. But she's like, gotten the last, part of this. So she's very like, like when you're tortured, right? You have a lot of like a very high level of endorphins in your system trying to like, and it's a lot of what is the other? Adrenaline and endorphins in your system. Your body trying to cope, right? So it's a shaky. Kind of like, it's la amera e anche tu, okay? I don't know the song. So this part should be softer. And then it's okay. You don't want it to be always strong because always strong song does not entail, it doesn't show that you have been tortured. It's, okay, but if you keep on pushing those like Puccini phrases like you believe that long Puccini phrases ought to be, it's not acting. Okay. That's piano. I don't know the song. And it's in 6 flats. Okay, you know what? Chiudo. And somebody's interrupting. Chiudo. Ancora. So basically, it's, you have to understand the context, okay? So I don't know the song at all, like at all. Okay, I just listened to it like a couple of times. I'm supposed to do this, but it's such a, it's, if you don't understand the exact context of this aria, it's very difficult to sing it properly. Like the exact context. It's very, I wouldn't say like, I wouldn't say it's like at all. It's not ridiculously complicated, but it is fairly complicated, okay? Because if you think about it, right, it's tricky because she's tricked him. She's tricked the princess. So she's tricked the princess into stopping torturing her so she can have her last words. Okay? And so that's the issue. Something's very bad about this. chord. Okay. Okay. Because it's because she's like, you know, sad that she will never be able to see him again because she's going to die. It's not that she's angry that she's going to die, but that she's sad that she will not be able to see him again. Okay? The emotion comes from that rather than a blatant anger. It comes from a certain grief of herself, a grief of her not being able to be basked in the light of her prince. And it's her status is so low, but it's almost like, oh, here's the martyr. And she must not be very low IQ because she managed to, you know, trick the princess into allowing her this aria, this monologue about just, she basically tricked the princess into giving her an opportunity to slap her in the face. Kind of. But it has to be like far more like, the pianos need to be far more, like like, how do I put this? Intense, perhaps. It needs to be driven in a sort of like really intense sort of like really intense and really like just but at the same time tender and vulnerable. Okay, so it shows like before she dies, like she's kind of more complex and not as simple as you think. That's all.